I'm ready. Are you? Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? Hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. I have waited a long time, too long, to talk to you guys about this shoe, and that is the New Balance SC Elite V4. I mean, look at this shoe. I hope everyone is having a good start to 2024. And again, I just want to thank everyone for their support in 2023. It really means so much to me, and I'm hoping to keep that momentum going, get the subscriber count up, and just keep growing the channel even further. So if you're not already subscribed to this channel, if you could please do so, that would be great. And if you're not following me on Instagram at RunLikeHeller, please go do that as well. If you're looking for more content, if one video a week isn't enough for you, go follow me there. I'm posting more running content, shoe content, life content, all the content that you could ever want. Okay, so back to today's business. As you probably know, if you've been following this channel, I ran the New York City Marathon with New Balance and Believe in the Run. So one of the shoes that I got to try out quite a bit was the New Balance SC Elite V3. I ran a lot of my training runs in this shoe, and I also ran the RBC Brooklyn Half in May with New Balance and Believe in the Run in the SC Elite V3. And I really, really liked it. I thought it was a great shoe, but I did have some issues with it. The first one being kind of a deal breaker, and the reason why I decided not to wear this shoe in the actual marathon itself, where the tongue meets the back ankle collar, this right here. Every time I wore the shoe, I would have to put KT tape on my ankle in that area so that I wouldn't get irritation. Otherwise, it was not good. And as far as the ride of the shoe goes, I did really like it. It felt comfortable on foot. It wasn't killing me by the end of a long run, but I did feel like maybe that foam bottomed out a bit and just didn't give me that pop and that spring that other super shoes on the market have. Well, the SC Elite V4 has entered the chat. When I say I'm excited for 2024's super shoes, this is the main one that I'm thinking of. We're gonna dive deeper into that today, and I'm gonna tell you why I think this blows V3 out of the water. I have about 30 miles in it, a little less, so let's get to it. But first, of course, you gotta watch the run footage.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure.
Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that New Balance sent me this shoe for review. However, they're not going to see this video before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions are always my own. First things first, let's talk about the upper of the V4. The SC Elite V4's upper is much different than V3. V3 was more of a knit construction. Here in the V4, we're going to a single layer engineered mesh. It's a pretty thin material, which is going to be great for racing. We need that breathability. In the midfoot, they're using a new technology called Phantom Fit. The idea of Phantom Fit is to give you a better lockdown through the midfoot so that your foot isn't slipping and sliding throughout the shoe when you're trying to go as fast as you can. If you go to the back, the heel counter is also different from V3. It's a little more bare bones, minimal kind of vibes, but it is sturdy and it does hold my ankle in place. So right off the bat with this upper, the main thing I was looking at, as you might imagine, is the tongue and the ankle collar and how that meets together and if it's going to give me the same irritation that V3 did. But because this isn't a knit upper and we're not combining knit and a standard ankle collar situation, I don't have that issue at all. So that's already a big point in my book. The tongue, however, is not gusseted, which I'm not nuts about. and I wish it came up a little bit higher, but it's not the end of the world, just something that I'd prefer. I was worried I was gonna get some Achilles rubbing in the back here because the heel counter comes up a little bit high, but happy to report I did not. As far as the phantom fit goes, I think it does work. I do have a nice lockdown in the midfoot area. I don't feel like my foot is slipping around everywhere. It's definitely a different feel from V3, which was more booty-like because of that knit. Maybe it hugged your foot a little bit snugger. But here, I kind of like this. It's a little more accommodating. I feel like my foot can breathe a bit better. Turning the shoe over this way, I have a narrow foot, so I do need to cinch these laces quite a bit to make that phantom fit kind of lock down on my foot. But once I do, it's perfect. I had no issues with hot spots, blisters, or irritation in the New Balance SC Elite V4's upper. So already we're trending in an upwards direction, but can the midsole help us on that track? New Balance is using fuel cell foam here for the midsole of the SC Elite V4, but this fuel cell is a lot different than its predecessors. This fuel cell foam is 100% PEBA. If you're unfamiliar with PEBA, it is a highly responsive foam that is used in a lot of super shoes on the market. New Balance wanted to be right up there with the top of the competition, so they gave you 100% of it. Sandwiched in between the layers of this new foam is a carbon plate, which they've also changed the design of a little bit. If you turn the shoe over to the outsole, you'll see that the carbon plate, which they call the energy arc, is actually ridged. It has like waves in it. And I believe that was to shave down some weight, something New Balance was very conscious of when making the Elite V4. Another thing they did to shave some weight in this shoe was to make the foam very geometric looking, which I know is an acquired taste. I'm into it. This shoe feels worlds better than the V3 did. I mean, it just absolutely crushes it in every way. First and foremost, the 100% PEBA material feels like night and day to me compared to the fuel cell in the SC Elite V3. The second that my foot compresses that foam, I feel it reacting no matter what pace I'm going. That's not necessarily something that I felt in the V3. It didn't always feel activated, and I feel like the V4's foam always does feel activated. It also just feels like there's more underfoot. I can't confirm that, but it might just be the way that they distributed it, which I love. You have plenty in the heel, but you also have plenty to bounce off of in the forefoot. I did an 8-mile run at marathon pace. I did an 8-mile workout, half mile on, half mile off kind of vibe. And then I also did a progression run where I negative split the run. So at my marathon pace, which is about 9 minutes per mile, maybe a little bit under that, I found it a lot easier when I was wearing this shoe to stay at those paces, but it just felt so pleasant and soft and comfortable with that propulsion and that reaction from the foam and the carbon plate together. It got the wheels turning like, I did opt to not wear the SC Elite V3 for the marathon, but had I had V4, I probably would have went for it. Now for my workout, which was half mile on at tempo pace, half mile off. It was good to do a run like that because I got to see how the shoe transitions from going a little easier to going much faster. And I don't think it had a problem with that at all. But when my legs started turning faster and I was ready to go for my half mile ons, the shoe responded and it went. I felt like my legs were turning over sometimes faster than I could get control over. As far as stability goes in the SC Elite V4, I think that it's decent. It has sort of a wide-ish platform, although it does get narrow in the midfoot here. So I'm overpronating, yes, but it's not really intense and it's not uncomfortable. For me, this shoe is absolutely middle packer approved, probably even more so than the Alpha Fly 3, which I also did say was middle packer approved. It's a race car. It wants to go fast. It wants to go long, but I don't think it's exclusionary. I think there are a lot of runners of all different types of levels who would enjoy this super shoe and get the use out of it that they want. Honestly, I really don't have any negatives to it yet. Maybe they'll develop over time as I continue to run in this shoe, but so far, I really don't have anything that I would complain about here. If you're a big fan of the SC Elite V3 and you don't want any changes to it, I would stock up on this while you can, while it's on sale, because this is a big difference. But to me, it is a much better shoe. Moving on down to the outsole of the New Balance SC Elite V4, we have some rubber in the forefoot, some exposed fuel cell foam in the midfoot, and then some rubber in the heel. As far as the rubber goes, I feel like it's pretty solid. It's thin, which I actually like because it's not getting in the way of the ride of the shoe. It also seems to be pretty durable. I mean, I'm not really seeing any type of wear yet. While I did take this shoe out on mainly roads, there were points of one of my runs that had some dirt paths and some grass. And believe it or not, I think this held up just fine. So I gotta say, I think the outsole of this is gonna be pretty solid as well. The New Balance SC Elite V4 will be available on February 1st for $230. Yes, expensive, but all super shoes are. If you're interested in the SC Elite V4 when it becomes available on Running Warehouse, I will put links in the description of this video so you can click those and pick up your own pair. I'll also put links to the SC Elite V3 if you're not interested in all these changes and you just want a discounted pair of the V3s. Keep in mind, these links will be affiliate links with Running Warehouse. However, it won't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep making these videos. But if it were up to me, I wouldn't even think twice, and I would spend the $230 for this shoe rather than get another pair of V3s, because I just think these changes, this revamp is too good to pass up. I will absolutely be taking this shoe out on more miles and hopefully doing some races here and there locally with this shoe as well. I gotta give it to New Balance for creating a really solid, competitive super shoe that I also think middle packers and all runners alike could find a home in. Are you interested in the SC Elite V4? Is this something you plan to get this year? Are you gonna pass on it? Let me know in the comments down below. Well, everyone, that concludes this video on my initial impressions of the SC Elite V4. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. And I also gotta know, do you like this geometric midsole? It's pretty controversial, but I am all for it. I have another video for you on Sunday, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. Isn't it strange how we just geek out on running shoes? Why are we the way that we are? It's very strange.